Okay, so now that I'm looking at this space, early spring, my wheels are turning, of course. So I'm cleaning up a little bit, and I'm noticing this is where I had the sprinkle seed garden last year. So I had like Rebecchias and zinnias and sunflowers and all sorts of stuff. But also what grows over here is that stinging nettle. I have some milkweed that's going to go in here. So I think I'm going to make this into a host plant garden for butterflies and that sort of thing. So my goal, now that I'm looking at this space, I don't know if it's easy for you guys to tell from here, but all of this is on a slope. So it looks like it's a bank. So it's down here and then it builds up to the level of where the potting shed is. And I think what I'm going to do is plant up this whole bank. I'm clearing it out now. It's got a whole bunch of prickers and vines and it's a mess. It's got a lot of invasive stuff in here. But I'm going to try and just put the milkweed and the dill and the fennel and the stinging nettle. I'm going to try and just have that take over this little spot. Because why not? It's kind of like this path to our fire pit right here. And I think just to the side here, we'll just have a little pollinator host garden. Because nothing really happens here. I'll probably throw some things in there for color. But I don't know. My wheels are turning, so that might be how it shapes up this year. We'll see. My wheels turned this morning, and this is what I did for a few hours today. I got the outline of the garden done, and then I had like this little epiphany because I had Swan Island dahlias delivered to me. They're all potted up. I have dahlias that I saved and overwintered from last year. And I'm like, where the heck am I going to stuff these in, right? Can I do them in pots? I did some of them in pots last year and it worked out. But the ones that grew in the ground really grew the best. So, of course, then once I was doing the renovation on this garden by the potting shed, I was like, ooh, what if I did a path through our two gardens. I edged it. Can you see what I did? And then I can have dahlias on both sides so that when we're walking through in like July and August, it's amazing and beautiful in my mind. Like, you know, that's my goal. So let me show you what I did. Okay, so here is my sort of after shot. I did sort of fix up this edge to go down, and it comes out now by the lilac and the rock garden. So I do have to clean up. See this spot right here? It's a little off. I can see that now in the camera. But if you'll notice what I did, there's the shadow of the sun. I actually cleaned this edge up, and then I made this garden, I edged it. So what it does is it really defines my space. I put my wagon wheels that were stuffed by the shed and climbing with vines. I kind of stuck them in there for now just because they give me something to look at. And what I did, and as you can see, I still have to take out some of the weeds. This is like wild mustard and stinging nettle and violets and that sort of thing. Some of the violets might stay, but we'll see. And I just edged it. So it just goes down a little bit deep. It's like a couple inches, almost like a little trench along the edge of it. There is a tree peony in here that I transplanted from the next door property. It was Brian's dad's, and it's always been in the shade. It's never done well, and so I gave it a hard prune. It's got some promising growth on it. I see some buds that are really trying to come through. So there's the buds. So it's promising. Does have some potential this year to sort of figure out and establish a little bit better. So that's in there. Those are all the rocks that I raked out of here because it's just been so uneven. And of course I have the limelight hydrangea in there. So for now, I have this path. And so my vision, really, don't mind the junk in the background from the by the vehicles in the driveway. This is like the path you're going to walk through, and then I would have dahlias here. And then maybe one here. I'm not sure. There is a tree peony there, so it really depends how well that does, but I might put some back here. And then on this side, this is all bee balm, and then I might do something over here. I'd like to put some more dahlias in there. I just have to see about the sun. And the bee balm, if I pinch it back, might stay a little shorter, but I don't want it to shade anything. So as you can see, there's the edge of this garden, which got revamped last year and really created. And then this side, and I think it's a really good addition, like, to my space. I love that the potting shed is there, the limelight, and then this whole corner could be dahlias. And this whole thing. And then back here, way back here, I'm going to do all of my pollinator plants. So I'm just going to let them kind of take over that bank because it's really a mess back here. It's vines anyway, so I want the milkweed to kind of choke out the vines if that happens, and I'll kind of manage the vines throughout the year, but that's my goal. So I know it doesn't look like much now, but I have a vision. I just see it, right? I mean, and plus it gives me every time I walk to the potting shed, I'll be happy to go through the path to the potting shed because it'll be so pretty. I mean, me and my big ideas, right? But I think this is going to be such a cool space. So instead of just sprinkling seeds there, I'm going to intentionally plant it up, and it's going to be pretty. And that's where, it's right off the end of the driveway. So when I pull in and park, it's going to be like right in front of me. Yeah, so maybe. And I have all these things in this garden, all these little rings and goats and little teepees, because the dogs keep running through this and there's so much popping up. I worry that they're gonna destroy what's growing. So, but anyway, there's a quick update of what happens on a spring day when you have a nice day and you have to tackle something. So this is the space that I tackled, and I really love how it's shaping up. But of course, I have lots of going on this year, so we'll see what happens. I have lots of ambition, lots of ideas. I just have to find lots of time to do it. So stay tuned.